Alright, what's going on, guys? Trev back again, here to bring you another video. This one's going to be doing my second Q&A video leading up to the second episode of Fear the Walking Dead. Great, so thank you guys for continuing to send me your questions. Keep sending them to me. We had a round of them that were sent through Facebook, through the Facebook account, which is great. If you guys don't have me on Facebook, you can add me. I pretty much friend everybody. So you can go ahead and do that if you want. The link will be in the description for that. You can go ahead and add me to your Facebook as a friend or whatever, or like the page. So that's cool, and then you can send me questions through there as well, too. And I'm going to be more active on it because I'm going to be checking it more because in the last couple of years I haven't really done it much. So send me your questions through there or send them to me through the About tab through YouTube as usual, and I'll add them for the Q&A. So I'll probably do one more before the premiere for Fear the Walking Dead Episode 2, and we'll just talk about some random questions and kind of random stuff that you guys want to know or want to hear my thoughts on. So, cool. So keep doing that. As far as the Walking Dead Season 5 release goes, I've ordered my copy of Season 5 for review, but I haven't received it yet. It should be here like tomorrow or the next day. Then I'm going to need probably a couple days to, watch through all the features, check out all the episodes again, at least briefly, browse over everything, and I can do my review for the Season 5 release set. But I don't have it yet, so I want to let you guys know because the release date for that was August 25th. So anybody who got it already, I'm jealous because I still don't have mine. I'm just waiting on it right now. Should be here soon. Cool. So yeah, so let's get into your guys' questions. First one is from Eddie Son, or Edison, I guess. He says, "Hey, Trev, what do you think they're going to call zombies in Fear the Walking Dead?" So far, they haven't called them anything, have they? That's always a fun one. But back at the start of The Walking Dead, I think there was a zombie slip somewhere. I think somebody said Glenn said zombie at one point, but I haven't actually looked into it myself. Or maybe that was in the comic books. I'm not sure which. But there's lots of names for zombies, of course, walkers or biters. Roamers, lurkers, what else do they call them? Lame brains, geeks, stuff like that, early on. We'll have to wait and see for Fear the Walking Dead what they refer to the zombies as. But I don't think it should be walkers, right? I don't think so. I think that's something that should just be for the original. I don't think that they would think to call them the same thing. The odds are too low. Maybe they'll call them dead. Maybe they'll call them, I don't know. We'll have to see what they come up with. But I hope it's not walkers because I don't think it makes sense that they both call them the same thing. It should be something different. So, who knows? Infected, something like that. That makes sense. So I guess we'll have to wait and see. As soon as I hear it, though, we'll definitely talk about it in a review. That's for sure. I think we should hear it by the end of the first season, I would think, what they're going to refer to them as. Next one's from Haley Brown, and she says, this is from Facebook. "Hi, Trev, quick question for you. So Fear the Walking Dead is supposed to be set while Rick is in his coma. 2 months, right? Well, Shane is in the hospital with him. The army starts shooting everyone up like zombies. Have only just started coming there. So it took 2 months to get where they are. Question mark. Okay, so I think she just wants to kind of hear my thoughts on. These are raw questions, by the way. I usually don't kind of edit these. I kind of leave them as is. So it sounds like she wants to kind of get my thoughts or our thoughts on the start and kind of where the timeline would be right now with what we're watching with the original Walking Dead series. So I would actually think that this would probably be, at this time, the very beginning of The Walking Dead prior to the time skip where Rick wakes up from the coma. This would be like right at the beginning of the coma when the outbreak is just starting. But there's a lot of different possibilities with that. It depends where the zombie outbreak started. We still don't know the initial, what's the word here? Cortex or launch point, so to speak, is the word launch point, where it initially starts from and then fans out from there, or where it kind of spreads to there across the U.S. Like, we don't know which city got it first and then it kind of spread from there, or where it happened. A lot of those details are kind of unknown. But if I had to guess, I would say this is like right at the beginning when Rick got shot. Around that time is probably what we're looking at right now, close to it. Close to around that time is probably what we're looking at. Maybe a little bit into his coma, maybe like a month or not even like a few weeks into his coma, because we're not seeing a full-on zombie apocalypse yet. From the descriptions, it sounds like we're going to see that at the end of the season in the finale, and maybe Season 2, Episode 1. but right now it's just like a few zombies here and there. It's just starting. And also, of course, we have reason to believe that the man who died in the hospital next to Frank Delane's character, Nick, may have died and then turned into a zombie right afterwards, because that's the same thing that happened to Calvin, right? So possibly that hospital is now, maybe starting, right? Starting to kind of, the outbreak is starting there as well, too. So he kind of dodged a bullet, so to speak, there by being able to kind of get the hell out of there. It sounds like maybe it was a smart move to escape, so to speak. So, yeah, there's something to think about. But I would say like right at the beginning of Rick's coma, or within like the first month or a couple weeks, that type of time range. But there's no way to say, because we don't know where the zombie infection or whatever, where it spread from first, or where it, we don't know that much about it, right? It's still kind of unknown. And some people ask if we're going to know things about that too. From what I've seen in interviews, Kirkman doesn't sound like he wants us to know that much about it. He kind of wants it to be kind of a force of nature, something that's happening, but yet we're focused on stories about the survivors. It's not something that where we would know the source of, I don't think. So if we didn't get it in season 1 of the original Walking Dead with Jenner, we probably won't ever get it, at least not anytime soon, unless this show goes on for a long time. Maybe they start another show. Who knows what happens with the future of it? We'll have to see how it goes. But yeah, I don't think we're going to see that anytime soon, that's for sure. Maybe ever. Carl DeSouza says, Trev, Q&A for Fear the Walking Dead. What do you think about the record ratings for Fear the Walking Dead premiere? 10.1 million viewers, the highest rating premiere in cable history, and double the Walking Dead premiere. Do you think Fear the Walking Dead will continue to get high ratings? Do you think Fear the Walking Dead will become more popular than The Walking Dead? So that's the reason why I left this in here, is his last question, because I answered the two already in my video I just did a couple days ago about the kind of announcing like a news video and giving my thoughts on the ratings, which is awesome news. So check that video if you're interested in that part. But I like this part of his question. Do you think Fear the Walking Dead will become more popular than The Walking Dead? And I would have to say no, I don't think so. At least I can't see that at this time, especially because there was a lot of people who love the original Walking Dead that actually didn't really like this one as much. So we'll see where the ratings are next week. I did a prediction saying around 6-7 million, something like that. If it's even more than that, then that's great. That just shows that most people did really like it and are going to continue to watch it straight through, which is a good thing. Because then it just means the show's going to go on for more and more seasons. The better it does, the longer it'll last, it'll survive for before it gets killed off, right, so to speak. So, do you think it'll become more popular? I just can't see that, man. I can't see Fear of the Walking Dead ever becoming more popular than the original Walking Dead. I don't know about you guys. Write in the comments below. I want to hear what you think about that, because that's a great question. Actually, I'll make that the title of this Q&A. Does it have the potential to become more popular than the original? It's like saying, are any of the characters in the show right now going to become more kind of epic in the zombie apocalypse world than Rick? I just don't see that. I don't see it. I don't have that vision. So we'll see what happens over the years, but I don't think it will ever surpass the original Walking Dead. You guys can you can clip that if you want to. I know there's some people out there who like to do that. Maybe in 5 years you can come back and say, hey Trev, you said this at the start of the series. You said it would never be as good or as popular as the original Walking Dead, and you were wrong. But one thing to note, it is doing better, like he says. It's doing better than The Walking Dead was at its start, right? So that's something right there. Like in total, if this show lasts for a long time, maybe in total its ratings could be higher. Like for the first 5 seasons, it could have more viewers than the original did, because it's getting that kind of tie-in from the original. But by itself, I don't think it'll ever be more popular by itself than the original. No, but that's just me. Write your comments below on what you guys think. I want to hear what you have to say. I just can't foresee that, though. I just can't see it. Next one is from Zasman Reviews. He asks all kinds of awesome questions. Hey, Trev, I've got a question for you about Fear the Walking Dead. From what we've seen from our main survivors thus far in the new spin-off series, who do you think could become a valuable asset later on in the apocalypse? Well, I think Tobias could be cool if he makes it, though, because he could be killed off like it. Right now, he's just a kid, man, and he's not even a tough kid. He's not athletic or anything like that, so it's going to be hard for him to fight against zombies. We'll see in episode 2 how him and Madison deal with Arnie. That'll be fun to see if they're able to get away. One thing I noticed, this is something to look for. I didn't mention this in the predictions, but when I watched it again yesterday, they put the knife that he had in her office, right? In the drawer. She put it in the drawer. So is it possible that when they escape and Artie attacks them, which we're assuming is going to happen because she's calling out to him, maybe they will run for the office and they will grab the knife, and there's a prediction, we'll use the knife to kill Arnie. We'll see. It'll probably be her that does it, though. I don't think it'll be Tobias that does it. She'll probably try to protect him because, you get that feel like she's a guidance counselor, right? She cares about her students. They're not like her immediate children, but you still got that defensive, mother bear protecting the cubs, so to speak, that we saw with the police when they were questioning Nick in the hospital, and she tells him to get out. I like that. So because you can't swear, right? She almost does. So there's something for Negan later on. It's pretty much confirmation now. We already kind of knew that anyway. But even if they want to swear, they can't really say it. They can almost say it, but they can't fully say it. So they'll have to change the word for Negan. But anyway, we've talked about that before. So yeah, so that's kind of a prediction or thoughts on what we could see with him. That's kind of cool. So Tobias, and then. Yeah, who else do we got? Travis, but I'm worried that he'll be killed off in the finale. Just a prediction, just kind of a hunch. Nothing to go by on it so far, but, I could be totally off. But because he's a great actor, too. Cliff Curtis is awesome. So he'll be great later on if he makes it. We'll see. And then the daughter, I don't know about right now. Nick, he's kind of funny, so we'll see if he gets over his withdrawals, if he can, because he's had a tough life already. So the zombie apocalypse for him might even be a little bit better than his actual regular life. It might give him some kind of purpose or meaning, or give him maybe the excitement or the thrill he's kind of looking for that he's not getting out of his regular life, and thus he's turning to drugs. We'll see. So there's that. Let's do like one or two more. The Cheese Coast says, what are your thoughts? Oh, this is actually a Tobias question. On Tobias' character and him potentially joining Madison and Travis's family group, which will be interesting as he would be the only non-main character in that group. I love to see that. If he survives and everything's good with him, and I think it probably will be, it'll be cool to see him join the group at least for a little while, because I do think he's really smart. And because he's really smart and kind of paranoid, that is great. That's a great kind of a mindset to have in a zombie apocalypse outbreak, that's for sure. Much better than kind of thinking the government's going to just come in and save us, that kind of thing. So, okay, next one's from Uncle Utters. What? Okay, he says, this is the worst episode of Walking Dead I have ever seen. They should have done one season show of what Lori and Carl did while Rick was in a coma. They wouldn't have had to introduce us to any characters, and it would have been great. Don't know if I will see the next episode. So, granted, you got to take it with a grain of salt anytime someone's username is Uncle Utters. Right? That's good. But at the same time, okay, so I agree with you to an extent. I would like to really see Lori and Carl and what happened to them with Shane while Rick was in the coma. But they gave us some flashbacks in the original Walking Dead, so they probably feel like they already kind of tapped into that. And plus, you've got the other actors in that who are doing other things. John Berthol's in Daredevil season 2, and you've got the others that are, Carl's still in the main show. So in terms of the actual practicality of it, it probably wouldn't work to do it like that. Well, also, Chandler Riggs is way older now, too. So how could they, it's probably water under the bridge at this point. I don't think it'll ever happen. I still would like to see a Governor prequel. I think that'd be cool. Because they have some source material they could base it on with the books. Even though, yes, I know people said the books are canon to the comic book series, not the TV series. I know, but they could still adapt it, and they have something to work with prior. But yeah, I don't think we'll ever see that. So that said, if we're never going to see something like that, or kind of a fan fiction idea, something, I am pretty satisfied with what they've done so far, and I'm excited to see the rest of the season and how it all plays out. And again, you shouldn't have the expectation it's going to be better than the original Walking Dead. I mean, that had the advantage of having a comic book series first that they could refine and pick from and make it even improve on, right? They had this storyline to begin with. Now they can just take that and get in the writer's room and just take that baseline and work from there. It's a lot easier to do that when you have a comic book storyboard to work from than you're creating something from scratch with nothing. You have to create everything. So you have to do Robert Kirkman's job before you even are able to translate that storyboard into how that's going to play out on TV. So it's harder to create something from scratch, I would say, than it is to take something that exists and storyboard adjust it to TV and add in things that fit with the TV series and maybe change certain things around. That's probably easier to do from a writing perspective than to start with nothing, clean slate. Just my opinion anyway. So, worst episode ever? It's not worse than Still. Come on. Don't give me that shit. There is no way this episode was worse than Still, or some of the. We've had some weaker episodes. You guys know I don't like them. Slab Town was a weaker episode. Compared to other shows, it's still good. Like my ratings are compared to everything I watch. Compared to shows like Under the Dome or Strain or other stuff that I review and other shows that I watch episode to episode. But still, I don't think this was the worst episode. Still, I don't think this is the worst episode of The Walking Dead ever, even comparing it to the original series, because there are some weaker episodes in there, or some of the season 2 stuff that was really slow. So where they just sat on the farm all day. So, I don't know. It's to each their own. Some people may like it, some people may not. It is a little bit slower paced than the original, I will say that. That's for sure, I think, with regards to zombies anyway. So those are kind of my thoughts, and I wanted to throw in there because I thought it was funny, and I like his username, or her. It could be a female. I don't know. So let me know what you guys think about all those questions. Write your comments below for all of those, and send me others that you have. Of course, heads up for the review on Sunday, and like I said, I'll keep you guys posted on the season 5, DVD set review that I do every year once I get my hands on it. I'm excited for it. I can't wait to get it. I'm going to add to the shelf. There's 4. There's 3, 2, 1. It bothers people. That's Blu-ray. I should change that to DVD. And then 5 will probably go right there. I may have to shift it down. I may have to reorganize the shelf anyway. The books are all bent. They're all bent. If you think they've been standing there for so long, they have bent. I ruined my Walking Dead, my Dead stuff by doing this channel. You see what I do for you guys? You see what I do? You see the sacrifice? Okay, so write your comments below. If you like the video, please thumb it up below. If you want to help support the channel, please share, please favorite. And if you're new and you want to subscribe, be sure to subscribe at the bottom left. And over the next few years, I will continuously ruin more awesome Walking Dead merch, for you guys. That's it for this one. See you guys again, probably tomorrow. As always, it's Trev saying peace. Don't be a deadhead. Subscribe.